Hello, my name is Alberto Molina and I work for Fairbanks, an European company that is helping others to manage their infra using open source software. OpenStack is one of the key companies for doing so. And in this video, we are going to talk about how to optimize your applications on OpenStack. And it's mainly created for helping new OpenStack users coming from VMware. In the last few months, we have seen a lot of new users coming from VMware, and we consider that they can find this video very useful. Okay, then let's focus on the topic of this video, that is improving your application running on OpenStack. You are a new user coming from VMware, so welcome. Maybe you're a user, developer, software architect, or maybe you have a different role, and you have been the last months working on the migration, or maybe the migration is still ongoing. But also, it's not just a question of migrate your applications and continue using in the same way that you have been using for years in VMware, but is to take your time, think about your applications, and maybe if OpenStack can help you to improve them, adding some cloud functionalities. We need to adapt the applications. Really? Maybe it sounds scary for some of you, but there are different answers that we are going to elaborate in the next slides. Sometimes you need, sometimes you should, sometimes you don't need it at all. And this is also something very important to consider. And sometimes it depends. So it's not just to migrate your application and continue using in the same way. So it's also good to think about your application, and then depending on the application and also with the new features that OpenStack provides to you and you need to know, then is the moment to think about these changes. For helping us elaborate the concept of the applications that need to be adapted or not, let's use two different examples. In this first one, we can think about a monolithic application running in a VM, something like that, that we can call application type 1, that is very stable application. So it's an application that we have been maintaining for years and modifying, but also we have a disaster recovery plan. The backups are tested, are working. The application has been upgraded many times. All the users are in the same time zone. Also, this is also very important. And also, we don't need to run it 24/7. So we can also schedule a maintenance window if needed. So a pretty stable application that we know very well, and we don't have any requirement to improve that application. So we can continue using in the same way because we know that application very well. And then if with this kind of application, you have the situation that suddenly the CTO or maybe someone in the company comes to you and then asks to change completely the applications, convert that application to a cloud native one, or maybe to add some AI functionality or maybe other things because they are cool, or maybe because they are something that someone have heard about it, then it's a situation that you don't need to adapt or modify your application at all. And the same application that has been running on VMware can run exactly in the same way on OpenStack without any change, without any modification. And our recommendation, obviously, is to continue using that application the same way. The situation is completely different with this second example. Let's think about a web application that is exposed to the internet, that is running 24/7 with users from different time zones. And then from the availability point of view, we need to upgrade the application, but we cannot schedule a maintenance window. And also we need to upgrade the applications while our users, or some of them, are using it. So there is a real risk to have a downtime on the application. But also, you need to think about, for these kind of applications, the resources that they need is extremely difficult to set in advance. So sometimes you have a lot of users connected using the application. Sometimes you have only a few users using it. And then you need to size your VM properly to the peak. So you need to provide all the resources that the users need in the situation that you have a lot of them connected. And then this is the perfect example where a monolithic application using a traditional architecture is not working very well, because you can have situations when the performance is not good because you are not providing enough resources to the VM. And the only solution from the virtualization point of view is to scale up the application. But if you think about this application from a cloud point of view, instead of using a scale up, so it's increasing the size of the resources of a VM, the solution is to provide several VMs and then scale the application out. After these two examples, maybe you are thinking on improving your applications and which one are closer to example one, which one are closer to example two. Thinking again on the example one, if you are using VMware or you are coming from VMware and now you are using OpenStack, you know that VMware is a very helpful software for managing these kind of applications. But at the same time, we also think that that way of working is not helping if your applications need to evolve or change to adapt other architectures. If you are now using OpenStack, we have good news, because you can continue managing these kind of VMs or applications with OpenStack with almost all the features that VMware can provide. But for the second type of applications, in general, web applications that require to be highly scalable and they to be available 24/7 and other different requirements, there is like a consensus that they should evolve to be cloud native applications running inside containers and managed by Kubernetes. So there are new concepts that arise related to this, like resilience, quick upgrades, not on time. Scalability is a previously well-known concept, but it's something that is not required for all the applications, but it is for these not new, but these kind of applications that are very common at this moment. If you think about transitioning from one kind of application or architecture to the second one, so from a traditional application to a cloud native application, you can understand this is a very difficult process. So it's not something that you, okay, with two simple modifications, now my application is a cloud native application. It's not working in that way. So sometimes it requires to start from scratch, okay? But also sometimes it's possible just to evolve your application step by step, okay? And this is the main idea that we want to share with you with these videos. Is with OpenStack, that is an application that you can manage traditional VMs, it can also help you in the transition to near cloud native applications, okay? But also, another thing that we want to highlight is that it's not only your application, it's also you and your team that needs to change, because it's completely different, the skills and the knowledge that you need to manage traditional applications running inside VM, that running cloud native applications managed by a software like Kubernetes inside containers. Okay, so the idea with OpenStack is that OpenStack is a pure cloud platform. It can manage not only one specific type of application, but many, and then it can help you in the transition. It can help you in the evolution of the applications.